The United States and Ukraine are moving closer to finalizing a landmark agreement to jointly develop Ukraine's strategic mineral resources, a deal U.S. President Donald Trump says could be signed as early as next week. Speaking at the White House on Thursday, Trump told reporters,
"Well, we have a minerals deal, which I guess is going to be signed on Thursday, Scott, next Thursday, soon. And I assume they're going to live up to the deals."
Ukraine's economy minister, Yulia Sviridenko, confirmed the development, announcing the signing of a memorandum of intent with the United States. She called it the first step toward a broader economic partnership agreement and the creation of an investment fund for the reconstruction of Ukraine. The memorandum was signed following a visit by a Ukrainian delegation to Washington last week. It came after talks between the two countries resumed, following a temporary pause triggered by a diplomatic dispute in February between Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. Ukraine holds significant untapped reserves of critical raw materials including graphite, used in batteries and reactors, lithium, essential for electric vehicles, titanium, used in aerospace and defense, and uranium, a key nuclear fuel source. The deal could give American companies preferential access to these resources. Trump has pitched the agreement as a form of repayment for what he calls massive aid sent to Ukraine during Joe Biden's presidency.
The United States has given $350 billion because we had a stupid, incompetent president and administration. 350. But here's worse. Europe gave it in the form of a loan. They get their money back. We gave it in the form of nothing, so I want them to give us something for all of the money that we put up.
U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said the agreement will likely be finalized by April 26th and will build upon earlier negotiations.
I don't know exactly. I'm going to leave that to Scott. What do you think? Where would it be signed and when?
We're still working on the details. We're shooting for around April 26th.
However, not all mineral sites may be accessible. Analysts note that several key deposits are located near or within Russian-occupied territory, raising questions about feasibility and security.
Because even though the global rare earth supply continues to be relatively stable, with a few exceptions, rare earth elements, because of their strategic significance, do unfortunately tend to feature in broader geopolitical disputes. And so the elements that are under question with respect to Ukraine are currently located in areas that are Russia-controlled, right? And so gaining or regaining access to those deposits, not only for the U.S., for Ukraine and Western allies, is something that has larger geopolitical significance.
Experts also say the U.S. currently lacks domestic capacity to process many of these minerals, a sector long dominated by Chinese firms.
Couple of issues. First of all, our knowledge base on the Ukrainian resources, rare earths, titanium, manganese, and others, is not sufficient. So we need more information about the commodities which are located in Ukraine. First. Second, a huge problem for the US is that there are not so many American companies who are able to mine and to process these rare earth elements, because since almost 2 decades, Chinese companies dominate this sector. So it's easy to say on a political level, let's get these critical elements from Ukraine, but on a practical level, it's not so far clear which companies, Americans, British, or German, or whatever companies, will be able to do this right now when the war continues.
Despite logistical and geopolitical hurdles, the proposed agreement marks a new phase in U.S.-Ukraine ties, with critical minerals at the center of post-war reconstruction and global supply chain strategy.